season. He's 8-3, Pat.
He's a quick worker. This ball is rolled out to the right side, fielded by Horner. Easy play. Throws to first in time. Good breaking ball. He had Donovan out in front, and he pulled a harmless ground ball to second base. One down, no score, just underway. Mason Wynn, the batter.
An 82-mile-per-hour slider from Boyd to get Donovan. The speed gun powered by Xfinity gets seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
You emphasize seriously. When you did that, I perked right up. Here is Mason Wynn waiting. Right-handed batter. Mason Wynn will take low and inside for a ball.
Pat, we're not going to mess around when it's Cubs and Cardinals at Wrigley Field with the series on the line.
Wynn just 1 for 8 in this series. Diminutive, but a guy with some power. He's got 7 home runs, hitting .256, has a great throwing arm. Open stance. The right-handed batter will take a strike, and it's 2-1. Game time temperature that we gave you, it's 68 degrees, much cooler than it has been. Sponsored by Four Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Wynn pokes it foul off to the right, out of play. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. 7th game of the year between the two teams. They will have 6 remaining after this one. And they've split the first 6 right down the middle. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul back.
Boyd threw 6 scoreless innings in a win over St. Louis on June 25th. You might recall the Cubs had lost the first couple of meetings against the Cardinals at Busch. And then Boyd pitched that gem to get them back on track.
Here's a foul out of play. He's pitched like an ace on the staff, Zach. He really has. And that's what you expect from a guy who is considered one of your aces. Certainly Shota Imanaga was that guy last year, and he's getting healthier, and he might emerge as the ace before the end of this season. But Matt Boyd is right there with him. Here's a fastball inside to Mason Wynn, the count 3-2. But when you've lost a couple of games to your arch rival, that's when you need a guy to really step up and pitch a good game, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, he did 6 scoreless innings, and then that was followed up by Shota Imanaga's return with 5 scoreless innings.
3-2 pitch, line foul down the left field line. Another great crowd at Wrigley. 40,000 plus each of the first 2 games. Paul Zarang is our engineer at the controls. Always good to work with Paul. And now the 3-2 pitch on the way to Wynn. Fouled away. What a battle these two guys are having. This is about 8 pitches in this confrontation between Mason Wynn and Matthew Boyd.
I feel like both teams have had many of these types of battles over the last couple of days. There's so much familiarity between the Cubs and Cardinals. You're in the division, a lot at stake.
And it's their 7th game against each other in the last 2 weeks. Here's a breaking ball outside. Tried to throw a backdoor slider. It just stayed outside. It's a base on balls for Mason Wynn. No score, a man at first, 1 down, first inning, and here is Wilson Contreras. Ron Coomer is off tonight. He is fine. He's just taking a day off. He will rejoin us in the Twin Cities on Tuesday night. Cubs will be on the road in the week leading up to the All-Star break. Swinging a foul back by Contreras. 0-1. Cubs have 3 against the Twins in Minnesota starting Tuesday night, and then 3 against the Yankees in the Big Apple next weekend. Matthew Boyd with a record of 8-3. Makes a sidearm pickoff throw to first. He's got a good move. He keeps guys from stealing. In fact, they don't even take as large of a lead because of that move of his.
Yeah, he leads the majors in pickoffs. Excellent move to first for the left-hander.
Boyd's pitch on the way. Fisted foul by Wilson Contreras.
And Pat, you brought this up earlier. You know, normally you would think righties would have the advantage against Boyd, but not the way the conditions are tonight here at Wrigley Field, with a 14-mile-per-hour wind blowing in from left.
It looks like a ball hit in the air to right. Might get some carry, however. We'll see. Here's a ground ball right side. Going to be a tough play. Nico Horner has it, throws to first, and it is not in time. Nico had too far to go to get to the ball and didn't have a chance to set the feet. Made that awkward off-balance throw as he was running toward the right field line. And it's an infield single for Wilson Contreras. Good call by Adam Hammery, the umpire. There will be no challenge on that play. It's an infield single. Runners at first and second, one away, and the batter, Alec Burleson.
Cubs were playing the infield to pull, so Horner was stationed just up the middle to the right of the second base bag. Just too far to go to make that play.
Burleson, left-handed batter with power, .294 average, 11 home runs, dangerous hitter, takes low and outside for a ball. Burleson 3 for 7 in this series. Cardinals threatening right away, 2 men on with 1 away, nothing game, top of the first. Beautiful green ivy on the outfield walls all the way around. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, that's a strike. Boyd beat Cleveland his last time out. That was Tuesday night. Gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. And now the 1-1, lefty to lefty. Fastball just a little bit high. Looked like he had Burleson fooled. It looked like Burleson was looking for something off speed. He did not offer, but it was just a tad high, 2-1. The tall left-hander Boyd now bluffs a move towards second base.
Boyd's trying to throw that breaking ball to get Burleson to roll one over. He's a double play candidate.
Now the 2-1. Strike called. Again, Burleson got caught looking for something off speed. And Boyd zipped a fastball in on him. 2-2 on Alec Burleson. Boyd taking a little extra time now in between pitches. He's at 20 deliveries already. And the 2-2. Swinging a foul back. Still 2-2. Joel Pozo is on deck. Boyd beat the Cardinals in St. Louis on June 25. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Beautiful breaking ball. Not a great swing by Burleson. And he is out number 2. Big strikeout in that spot. It brings up Joel Pozo. And strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 2 outs, 2 on for Pozo.
A beautiful 84-mile-per-hour slider off the outside at the bottom of the zone, and got Burleson to chase.
Pozo, a native of Venezuela. He is 6 feet tall, 262 pounds. He's a big man. Wide open stance, feet very wide apart, and it's an open stance. Very unusual. Almost looks uncomfortable when a guy has that wide of a batting stance. Here comes the 0-1 to Pozo, swing and a miss. 0-2. Pozo had the game-winning pinch hit 3-run homer in yesterday's ball game, and that earned him a spot as the DH in tonight's lineup. Wynn, the runner at second. Contreras at first. No score, top of the first. 2 down, 2 strikes on the batter. And the pitch by Boyd. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him to chase a high outside fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts from Matthew Boyd. And that ends the inning. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. No.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game. That's
Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All-Star Week rolls up in the ATL, and MLB Network is your all-access pass, featuring all the top prospects in the Futures Game and Swingman Classic. All the selections from the first round of the MLB Draft.
The Washington Nationals select.
And all the swagger from celebrity softball to the All-Stars' big arrival on the red carpet show.
I mean, stars!
It's showtime in Hot Lap.
The Cubs leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Ian Happ gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Pat?
Very good, Zach. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Eric Fetty, big right-hander, working on Ian Happ. First pitch outside for a ball. Fetty has struggled for most of the first half of the season. He is 3-8. His ERA 4.5. He misses outside, and the count now 2-0. We just saw him in St. Louis last week, Zach. What are some of the numbers that you'd like to share with him?
He was rocked for 7 earned runs on 8 hits.
Happ hits a high drive, deep right field. This ball is curling and going foul. Plenty of distance. Fouled by about 40 feet. He was sitting on something on 2-0 and did not get cheated with that cut. But he pulled it foul, 2-1.
Yeah, it was a cutter on the inside edge. Happ turned on it.
Happ swings and misses. Now it's 2-2.
Yeah, so in that start, June 25th, at Busch against the Cubs, they rocked him for 7 earned runs on 8 hits in 3 2/3. A loss.
Fetty misses outside, 3-2.
And then Patty followed that up in Pittsburgh last Monday. Fetty was rocked for 7 earned runs on 10 hits in 5 innings. Another loss.
So he is struggling of late. Now the 3-2 on the way to Happ. Line toward right field, coming in and making the catch is Burleson, and that's out number 1. Solidly hit ball by Happ, but fairly easy play for Burleson. Just had to run in and grab it at chest level. Out number 1. Whenever a guy has been struggling, a pitcher like Fetty of late, I'd like to see the Cubs get a few guys on base, because you know he's going to be a little bit on the jittery side, which is only natural after you've struggled in your most recent outings. Kyle Tucker takes outside. Kyle's going to be a starting outfielder for the National League in the All-Star game. His 4th All-Star game. He takes outside 2-0.
And Tucker's the kind of player that's going to make the pitcher work. He's not going to help you out by swinging at pitches outside of the zone.
Fetty works over on the first base side of the rubber. Big right-hander. And there's a fastball strike. 2-1.
The first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Tucker takes low, 3-1. Tucker just 1 for 8 in this series, but hitting a solid .283 for the year. 17 home runs, 52 driven in. Let's see if he gets something to hit on 3-1. He takes high, that's ball 4. He's got one of the best batting eyes that you'll see of any big leaguer playing today. Kyle Tucker.
And Pat walks of Cubs batters, sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Seiya Suzuki, the big RBI man on the team, with 75. And the pitch to Seiya is a strike. And by the way, his 75 RBI is already a career high in Major League Baseball. This is his 3rd year in a Cub uniform.
And we're not even at the All-Star break.
Isn't that amazing? Here's the pitch. It's down low. And I thought for sure, Zach, that he would have been named to the All-Star team, but you brought up some of the reasons why he did not.
Well, Shohei Ohtani won the fan vote as the designated hitter.
Running is Tucker. Huge jump, swing and a miss. And a stolen base for Kyle Tucker. He was off and running. I'm surprised that Contreras, the first baseman, didn't yell to Fetty. That's how big the jump was. And then Suzuki swung and missed at the pitch, so it's 1-2, but now a man in scoring position. And the pitch to Seiya is outside. Go ahead, Zach.
And Kyle Schwarber was named the reserve designated hitter on the National League All-Star team. So you can understand why. You got to have at least one person from each team.
The 2-2. It missed, and it's 3-2. Stolen base for Tucker a moment ago. A reminder, stolen bases by the Cubs. Another Cubs steal. Steals are powered by Arturo Tire. You got to love his stolen base percentage. I'll get back to that in a minute. The pitch to Seiya. Fly ball left center field. Converging are Nootbaar and Hampson, and they almost collide. Nootbaar, the left fielder, made the catch. Hampson peeled off and veered to his right to avoid a collision at the last second. And that's out number 2, and Tucker has to hold at second base.
We saw a collision like that almost take place in yesterday's ball game. Victor Scott II was in center field. Nootbaar was in left. But the Cardinals have had some issues in this series with communication in the gaps. It might be because Wrigley is so loud.
Let's see if Pete Crow Armstrong can drive in the game's first run. Here's a line drive, base hit to left. Tucker's going to score. The throw goes to second. Cubs lead 1-0. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers. Kyle Tucker and his stolen base pays dividends immediately. He scores the game's first run. RBI number 67 for Pete Crow Armstrong. Cubs lead 1-0.
And Pete Crow Armstrong has been locked in this weekend against St. Louis. Pat, he's now 5 for 9 in this series against the Cards.
Nootbaar bobbled that ball slightly in left. I don't think he had a chance at Tucker anyway. But when an outfielder knows that the guy running from second has speed, many times you will see a slight bobble. Here's the throw to first. Crow Armstrong dives back in. That's another beneficial aspect of speed. Getting back to Tucker and his stolen bases, do you realize he is now 22 out of 23 in stealing bases this year? Pete Crow Armstrong bluffing the fastball strike.
It's like the hidden part in his game. Talk about his power. You mentioned his great eye at the plate. He can hit left-handers very well. Good defensive player. And then there are the stolen bases.
He's a tremendous ball player, Kyle Tucker, but you can say that about quite a few of these Cubs. Here's a pitch up high from Fetty. It's now 2-1.
Yeah, Michael Busch is one of the guys you can say that about. Busch 7 for 9 in the series with 4 home runs and 6 RBIs.
Here's the pitch. There goes Pete. The pitch outside. Throw to second base. Slide. Safe at second base. Pretty good throw by Pages. The shortstop Wynn applying the tag too late. No challenge by the Cardinals. Pete Crow Armstrong diving in head first. Wears that red glove on his left hand. The ball was bobbled actually after the tag attempt, which would have eliminated any challenge on that play. And let's see if Michael Busch can drive in a run. He takes inside 3-1. Crow Armstrong now, Zach, 27 out of 31 stealing bags this year. Great percentages for him and Michael Tucker. Here comes the 3-1. Busch takes strike 2 call. That's okay. As hot as Busch is, I'm kind of glad he gets a chance to maybe swing a bat here, Zach.
Against a right-handed pitcher, the way he's been swinging, let's go, right?
Busch up to 18 home runs. The pitch to Michael. Check swing foul at the plate. We'll do it again.
He just got a piece of a cutter at the top of the zone.
Outfield straight away. The defensive alignment. Sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Cubs lead 1-0. Third and final game of the series. The 3-2 to Busch. Swinging a pop-up foul and out of play.
And the RBI moments ago by Pete Crow Armstrong. A reminder that RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
Busch will always remember this series, regardless of what he does tonight. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside, ball 4. I say that, Zach, because he had the 3 home runs on Friday. He's had 4 homers and 6 RBIs in the series. It's against the arch rival Cardinals. No way he forgets this series ever.
You know what's funny is right after that game in which the Cubs made franchise history with those 8 home runs, they got all the players together who hit the home runs in that game to line up and take a picture together. And most of the players didn't understand why they were being asked to take a picture until after the picture was taken. They didn't realize they had made history.
They thought it was just because they were so handsome.
Yes.
Fetty has made quite a few pitches in this inning. He's at 28 pitches after 2/3 of an inning, so he's at that pace not going to be able to work very deep into this ball game. And Dansby Swanson now batting with 2 on, 2 down. Cubs leading 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Cubs leadoff man, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. That was Ian Happ. Dansby 3 for 9 in the series. 2 outs, 2 on the pitch. Swanson takes a breaking ball low. If a Cubs leadoff hitter in the first inning gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Fetty to Swanson. Pickoff throw to second, not in time. Donovan, the second baseman, took the throw. Play not that close. Pete likes to keep that red base running glove on the hand as he runs the bases. The pitch to Swanson way outside. Now it's 2-0. Again, wind blowing in from left. Swanson, slightly open stance, feet close together. The pitch to Dansby is a strike. He may have had the green light, looked like he was taking all the way.
Which is a smart move the way Fetty's been pitching in this first inning. The next pitch here will be number 30 of this frame by Fetty.
He's already walked to the pitch, swinging a foul back. Good cut by Dansby, and he was thinking extra bases with that swing. He almost came out of those white shoes of his.
Yeah, foul back a slider. Swanson has gotten it going again at the plate, hitting .364 on this homestand.
Armstrong leads at second. Away from first is Bush. Here's a foul out of play off the bat of Swanson. Cardinals, with their win yesterday, remain 5.5 games behind the Cubs. Milwaukee a winner earlier today in Miami. So at this moment, the Brewers are 3.5 games behind the Cubs. And now the 2-2. Lifted foul. He got away with a hanging breaking ball that time. Sometimes a guy will be wild, Zach, in terms of falling behind in the count and walking guys. Another sign of wildness is being wild in the strike zone. And that last pitch was evidence of that.
That's been Fetty's issue.
The 2-2 lifted to right, slicing foul and out of play. A laborious first inning for Eric Fetty. 33 pitches, and it's not over yet. The Cubs in first place, something that they have enjoyed for 93 consecutive days, a share of at least a tie for first. They'd like to keep that running all the way until late September. Here's the 2-2. Line foul down the left field line. Another hanging breaking ball from Fetty. Fetty, in his last 9 starts, the Cardinals in those 9 games do not have a great record. They are 2-7 in his last 9 games. Fetty wants a brand new ball, and he gets one. Bush at first, Crow Armstrong at second. A run in the bank. This is going to be the 9th pitch to Swanson. And Dansby hits a pop fly shallow right. Going out, Donovan, the second baseman, calling and making the catch. And that ends the inning. Well, the Cubs scratch out a run. RBI single for Pete Crow Armstrong. They leave a couple, and at the end of 1 inning, it's the Cubs 1 and St. Louis nothing. This is the score.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All-Star Week rolls up in the ATL, and MLB Network is your all-access pass, featuring all the top prospects in the Futures Game and Swingman Classic. All the selections from the first round of the MLB Draft.
The Washington Nationals select.
And all the swagger from celebrity softball to the All-Stars' big arrival on the red carpet show.
I mean, stars!
It's showtime in Hotlanta. All-Star Week, only on MLB Network, July 11th through 15th.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Home team. That's why James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
All right, Judson, thank you. Second inning. That was a long break for Matthew Boyd. Boyd to face Lars Nootbaar, Thomas Saggese, and Pedro Pajes. Nolan Arenado still unable to play. Sat out with a shoulder issue yesterday. He was kind of a late scratch. It seems to me it was about an hour before game time yesterday when we got the word that Arenado would not be playing. And again, not in the lineup this evening. Nootbaar, showing bunt, takes inside for a ball. I mentioned Paul Zarang is our great engineer at the controls. And thanks to Paul for setting something up I'm going to talk about. Here is a fastball in there for a strike. But we'd like to thank a Cub fan by the name of Frank Pagara and his daughter Catherine. Special thank you for sending up a custom wooden baseball and stand. Strike two to Nootbaar. But Paul Zarang has worked with Frank. Says Frank was a major player in the staging world for many concert events. After doing that, he became a master in wood turning. And Zach, you probably know that wood turning is wood shaping with a lathe.
Oh, yeah, of course. I do now.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Lars Nootbaar. And he was swing and miss, strike three. Third strikeout in a row going back to the first inning for Matthew Boyd. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Cubs lead 1-0, and Thomas Saggese is the batter.
Yeah, just sipped a 95-mile-per-hour heater by him. But yeah, you showed me that beautiful wooden structure that you were given. It'll look nice on your desk at home.
Thomas Saggese, you bet that's exactly where it's going to be, Zach. And Thomas Saggese will take inside. It says former Cubs pitcher Rich Nye is also in that same association with Frank Pagara. Am I getting close to the pronunciation, Paul? Paul says yes, sort of. But a thanks to Frank. Very kind gesture. We get all kinds of goodies up here. And it's very thoughtful. We have so many wonderful fans. It is truly amazing. Here's the 1-1 pitch. So Saggese hits a drive down the right field line. Long run, Tucker near the line, slides. Did he make the catch? He did. He disappeared from my view. He slid near the sidewall. And the crowd giving him a reaction. Now the runner, Saggese, is still standing at second base. He's not sure if that ball was caught or not.
It was caught on a short hop by Tucker, who made a slide to avoid crashing into the wall, and it bounced and hit the sidetrack in fair territory before going right into the glove. So it appeared to be a catch, but it was not. It's a double.
That's a dangerous maneuver, and I see Tucker limping ever so slightly as he walks over toward the regular right field position. I think he's going to be okay, but boy, we talk about that sidewall where the sidewall is only a foot or two beyond the foul line. So you're trying to catch a fair ball as you run at full speed. And I'm watching it again. He had the ball hit the ground under the glove. And that's definitely a double. This is not going to be challenged by the Cubs.
No, it is being challenged by the Cubs. They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. But from the angles that we've seen on our video monitors, it certainly appears as though the ball hit the sidetrack first as we get another look at this.
It looks like it might have hit glove, then ground, and then quickly it jumped back into the glove as he slid and avoided contact with that side wall. There's a padding on the side wall, but it's thin. And immediately behind the padding is a brick wall. And it is extremely hard and dangerous. Whenever I see an outfielder, and for the Cubs, they have experience playing here, for 81 games, but for some younger players, Zach, who are visiting players, it's terrifying when I see them running at full speed into either of the sidewalls, down in left or down in right, because it is very, very treacherous.
Yeah, and initially that play looks like a catchable ball, but then the wind continues to blow it even closer and closer to the sidewall. And the only way to protect yourself is to slide to avoid jamming straight into that wall.
Yeah, the ball clearly hit the ground. I'm not really sure what the delay is here. The call is under review, and they'll have a verdict very, very soon. It was a great effort by Kyle Tucker, but he'd be the first to tell you, yes, the ball did hit the ground. When you're watching it in real time, you can't see every little facet that you can when you slow it down. It went glove. The glove is about 6 inches off the ground. The ball hit the side of the glove, immediately went down, hit the ground, and then Tyle's glove is right in the area, so the ball bounced off the ground up into the glove.
The runner will be placed at second base. St. Louis retains their challenge.
Yeah, it was St. Louis that challenged the call, and because initially it was called an out, correct?
Correct. That is, we were given some wrong information here, but it was called an out, and Tucker was blocked from our view by the rising sidewall in the right field corner. So a double for Sajaci.
Sajaci at second, one away. Cubs lead 1-0 second inning. Pedro Pages, the batter. And he'll take high for a ball. Pages hitting .214, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. And the pitch on the way, swinging a dribbler foul. Still kind of getting used to this Cardinal team without Yadier Molina showing up to torment the Cubs and their pitchers. And he was there for about 20 years. An amazing performer, certain future Hall of Famer Yadier Molina. But you almost feel a little bit sorry for anybody who has to follow a guy like that in any sport and on any team. Here's the 1-1, because invariably, you know what? You're not going to be as good as him. In almost every single case ever, you're not going to be as good as a guy like Yadier Molina.
Cardinals have a guy that's on the injured list right now in Herrera, who's been doing a nice job at the catching position, but you don't want to be compared to one of your all-time greats. Very difficult to follow in the footsteps.
Yadier had a great throwing arm. Great clutch hitter, hit for power later in his career, drove in a lot of runs. Here's a pitch outside from Matthew Boyd, and it was like having a manager on the field, a manager in uniform when you had Yadier Molina catching for the Cardinals. Here comes the 2-2 from Matthew Boyd. Lined foul off to the right, out of play. I used to enjoy it when there'd be a young pitcher on the mound, like maybe a Carlos Martinez, and he was doing whatever and walking a few guys, and Yadier would say timeout. He would go out. It would be a conversation. One guy did all the talking, Yadier, for about a minute and a half, and that was it. Low and inside for a ball, 2-2. Make it 3-2 now on Pedro Pages. Let's see if Boyd can throw a strike here on 3-2. The pitch on the way to Pages. Swing and a miss. Beautiful changeup. That might have been up and out of the zone, but he fooled the batter, Pages. And that is out number 2, and the batter, Garrett Hampson.
Yeah, right on the outside edge at the top of the zone, and that changeup is what makes Boyd so dangerous against right-handed batters. It tails away. It's so inviting. And it's so efficient.
2 down, a man at second. Cubs lead 1-0. Garrett Hampson has played with 3 different big league teams already this season, and we're not even at the All-Star break. He was with Arizona early in the year. They let him go. He was with Cincinnati. They put him on waivers, and he was claimed by the Cardinals about 10 days ago. It must be an odd experience. I don't think many people can even relate to that, Zach. Playing for 3 different teams in a very short amount of time. I know Ron Coomer has mentioned that. Ronnie was traded a little bit, but nothing like that. But you really wonder, where is the loyalty? Where is the loyalty? Or do you have any to any of the 3 teams? I guess just the team you're playing for at the certain time. Here's a drive foul off to the right, out of play.
That has to be your loyalty. But it says a lot about Hampson that he's been able to find homes during the year. We saw him to start the year in Arizona, then Cincinnati, and we even saw him pitch in his first game as a Cardinal.
Hampson hitting 180. Right-handed batter waiting, and the 1-2 from Matthew Boyd. Swing and a foul back. Pete Crow-Armstrong a little bit shallow in center. If I'm reading that properly, if there's a base hit to center, Pete's going to come up throwing hard to the plate. Just a wild guess. Boyd's pitch count up to 44 after an inning and 2/3. And now the 1-2 to Hampson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 strikeouts after just 2 innings for Matthew Boyd. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Cubs 1, Cardinals nothing. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
For it, Pat. You're for it, Pat.
Okay, Judson, thank you. Cubs batting in the 2nd inning. Bottom of the order against Eric Fetty. Cloudy evening. It's cooled off a little bit. We had a rain delay before the game as Nico Horner will take high for a ball. Horner, Reese McGuire, and Matt Shaw here in the bottom of inning number 2. Nico hitting .282. He'll take high for ball 2. Game time temperature, it was 87 yesterday at game time. 68 tonight. There's a strike, 2-1. The next time the Cardinals play a game at Wrigley Field, it will be at the very end of the regular season. Nico lines one to right center. That's going to be A diving try, and the ball is bobbled by Burleson. Nico going for two. Head first slide, safe at second base. Burleson tried to make a sprawling, lunging, diving catch in right center. Couldn't come up with it. Nico read the play properly. It was right in front of him. Then he went diving into second with a leadoff double. Good hustle by Nico.
It's one of the things that's made the Cubs so special this season. When you make a mistake and the Cubs can take an extra base this season, they do it, and they do it extremely well.
Nico is an excellent base runner as Reese McGuire bats and takes down low. Burleson dove for that ball, did not get all the way up before he made the throw. He got up to about one knee, and you just can't get much on a throw unless you get on both feet and make a solid effort. Here's a smash. Glove by Contreras on a short hop. Holding at second is Horner, and McGuire is out number one, despite almost tearing the cover off the ball.
It's one of those where a good friend Coom would say, sometimes the ball finds you. And it found Contreras there for the first out.
Yeah, he didn't have to move. He just had to react. Here's Matt Shaw. Matt takes a strike from Eric Fetty. Cubs leading 1-0. Huge crowd at Wrigley. We're going to make our picks in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game here soon. Shaw with an RBI opportunity. Here's a wild pitch. And down to third goes Horner. So what was a decent RBI opportunity now is a very good opportunity with a man at third and only one away.
Shaw could really use a hit here. He's 0 for 7 in the series, 1 for 15 on the homestand. Cardinals are going to play the infield in.
The pitch by Fetty, and Shaw takes a strike, 1-2. You've got one away in the inning, so Shaw is the key man. Ian Happ is on deck. And now Fetty, the big right-hander, brings it. Low for a ball, 2-2. Each team with 2 hits. Horner led off the inning with a double. Went to third on the wild pitch. Fetty from the stretch. And the 2-2. And Shaw takes outside. He laid off. He saw the spin on that slider and let it go. 3-2. Nico takes about a 5-foot lead at third. Here's the pitch. Outside. Shaw gets the walk. Fetty kept thinking that the young player would be over anxious, Zach, to try to drive in the run, and he never did give him a pitch to hit.
Yeah, excellent plate appearance by Matt Shaw. Didn't chase. Forced Fetty to come in the zone. It didn't happen, and now he's on first base, and the Cubs have met at the corners with just one away.
Yeah, the infield backs up. Donovan at second playing deep, and so is the shortstop Wynn. Shaw to be held at first by Contreras. And now Ian Happ with a chance to increase the Cubs' 1-0 lead. Ian batting left-handed. Takes a fastball strike. Ian lined out to right his first time. Center fielder Hampson playing Ian toward left center a little bit. Fetty is ready. And the 0-1 instead of tossed to first. Happ would like to add to his RBI total of 44 right about now. Fetty up to 48 pitches. And his pitch out, nothing doing. Apparently they thought there might be a squeeze bunt on that time. Interesting. I say that because I've watched Ian Happ's entire big league career I can't remember him ever squeezing in a run. Maybe he has, but I don't remember.
Maybe they thought Shaw was going to go, and they pitched out there.
Could be.
Didn't.
Yeah, that's good.
I
That's
don't
a good
think
point.
they thought that Happ was going to bunt.
Pages, the catcher, out to visit with Fetty. Getting close to a station ID. In fact, we're going to take one right now. You are listening to The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Your headquarters for Cubs talk. It's the Mullen Haw Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Ian Happ waiting. Runners at first and third. The pitch. It's low for a ball. 2-1. John King, a left-hander, throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. Fetty at 50 pitches after an inning and a third, if you can imagine that. Runners take their leads, first and third. Happ pokes it foul and out of play. Nice, easy swing. Looked like he was taking a shot at left field.
And that was a changeup on the outside corner, so Happ tried to go the other way.
Happ waiting for the 2-2. Takes high, ball 3. Fetty has gone to a full count on a lot of hitters already. And if he doesn't get Ian, this might be the final man he works to. Let's keep an eye on Shaw at first. He's got his lead. He's running. The pitch to Happ, outside, ball 4. They're loaded. With Kyle Tucker due up, let's see if the Cardinals are going to make a pitching change. Oliver Marmol to the mound. I think that's going to be all for Eric Fetty. King has been loosening. I'll make sure it's official. Yep, that's going to be all for Fetty. He really struggled. And he works an inning and a third, trailing 1-0. Cubs now with the bags loaded, one away. Inning number 2. Kyle Tucker up against the left-hander King. When we come back, pitching change.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What?
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB.
A potential turning point in this ballgame right now. Second inning, Cubs lead 1-0. Bases loaded. Kyle Tucker due up. John King, the left-hander, fires a strike, 0-1. Infield back. The base runners, Horner at third, Shaw at second, Happ at first. Tucker scored the game's only run after walking in the first inning. Lefty to lefty, here comes the 0-1. And Tucker takes way outside a bender, 1-1.
Tucker is hitting better than 400 in his career, Pat, with the bases loaded. 5 grand slams. He's 3 of 6 with the bases loaded this year. 9 runs batted in.
Let's see if he can come through now, Zach. That's a good note. Here's the 1-1. Fastball strike. He dropped down side on him. Kyle's another guy that does not seem to be bothered when he has 2 strikes on him. He still looks as cool as he does on the very first pitch of the at-bat. He's waiting for the 1-2 from John King. Swing and a foul back. Sinking fastball. Big crowd ready to cut loose. Cubs trying to win the game and win the series. Leading 1-0. Second inning. Runners lead at all 3 stations. And the pitch. Down low, off-speed delivery. 2-2. Center fielder Hampson shading Kyle slightly toward left center. And the 2-2. Base hit to center. This will drive in 2. Happ goes to third. Clutch 2-run single. Kyle Tucker. Cubs lead 3-0. Solid base hit right up the middle. Tucker with RBIs number 53 and 54. 3-0 Cubs. Still only 1 away, and men at first and third, Zach.
You know, you were talking about the center fielder Hampson shading Tucker, ticked the other way toward left center, where on the infield they were playing Tucker to pull the second baseman. Donovan was playing on the pull side off to the right, which opened up the middle, and that's where Tucker served that base hit.
Seiya Suzuki, the batter. Infield stays back. Seiya takes a strike. But that goes back to the note that you read about Tucker with the bases loaded. Some guys just thrive in those situations. Like they can't wait to get up there and hit with the bases full of your teammates. Here's the 0-1. Poked foul off to the right, out of play.
And Pat, RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
Tucker a short lead at first. John King delivers to Seiya in the dirt. Nice block by Pages. Cubs lead 3-0. Both of those runs charged to the starter Fetty. Both Nico Horner and Matt Shaw scored easily. Happ with good speed went from first to third on the single by Tucker. And now the 1-2 to Seiya. Change up is low and away. Seiya 75 runs batted in.
He has feasted in these situations.
2 balls, 2 strikes on the designated hitter Seiya Suzuki. A little bouncer back toward the mound. The throw goes home, and they've got Happ in a rundown between third and home, and Happ is tagged out on the throw by Pages to the third baseman Sid J.C. So on the bouncer back to the mound, Happ headed home. And they get Happ in the rundown. I think that's going to be 1-2 to 5. And it leaves men at first and second with 2 outs for Pete Crow Armstrong. So Tucker at second. Suzuki at first. And the pitch to Pete. Low and outside for ball 1. Pete had an RBI single his first time. The pitch, swinging a foul back. I like the way he hangs in there against left-handers. You don't see any bailout at all from young Pete Crow Armstrong.
No, he's fearless at the plate. And the thing is, even if you don't throw a strike, he can still hit it and hit it with some damage.
Those slightly elevated pitches. Yep, we've seen that, Zach. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball to second. Gloving it as Donovan over to first in time. Ends the inning, but the Cubs score twice. Clutch 2-run single by Kyle Tucker. At the end of 2, it's the Cubs 3 and the Cardinals nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go.
Wall covering, glass systems, signage, and painting contractors rely on FinishingChicago.com.
Time and Temperature is sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circus Sports app today. It's many days that have been hot, hot, hot. As of now, looking at about 67 degrees just past 7 o'clock on a comfortable night at Wrigley Field. Zach?
Much welcome. Thank you very much, Judson. Man, we've been in some really steamy conditions over the last couple of weeks between here in Chicago, on the road in St. Louis and Houston, so we will definitely welcome this here tonight. Wind blowing hard in from left tonight. Cubs with a 3-0 lead as we begin the top half of the third inning. Brendan Donovan at the plate, left-handed hitter. The left-hander Matthew Boyd works his motion, and the first pitch floats into the zone for a strike. Slow-moving curveball, 0-1 the count. Donovan grounded out to first in the first. Here comes the pitch. That's low and outside. 1-1 strike. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Shaw rocks back and deals. The pitch pulled on the ground, and it is past Bush, off the glove of a diving Horner on the outfield grass, and a single for Donovan to begin the third. Bush ranged wide of first, tried to make a backhanded diving stop. It got past him. Nico Horner lunged diving to his left, got a piece of the ball but couldn't corral it. So a single to begin the third for Donovan and the Cardinals. It'll bring up Mason Wynn.
Would have been a tough play. Even had Nico gloved that cleanly on the dive, it would have required a throw to Matthew Boyd, who was hustling over to cover first, but that's a hit all the way.
So Wynn digs in, walked in the first. Right-handed batter, open stance. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0. Boyd missing with a change. 3-0 Cubs. Pete Crow Armstrong, an RBI single in the first. Kyle Tucker, a 2-run single in the second. Boyd works on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Foul back off the screen. 1-1 now on Wynn. Hitting at .256 on the year. Guys, we've got to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Bush holding on Donovan at first. Boyd peers in, acknowledges the sign, sets up high. And now a throw to first. Diving back in safely, Donovan. Will Pat care to make a guess to kick things off?
I'm going to let Paul Zarang lead it off, our great engineer, and then Judson is going to go second.
Well, let's start with Paul. Paul went with 39.922, Zach.
Okay. Here's the 1-1. Wynn looks at a ball high and outside, 2-1. Judson, what's your guess?
Pat, the last time I did this, I really undercut Zach. I went one fan under him. And so I'm not going to play that game. So I'm going to go 40,199.
There are rules against such activities, Judson.
Now you tell us. Boyd's ready. The 2-1 delivery. Up high. Just missed the top of the zone. 3-1 the count on Wynn. No one out here in the top of the third. Cubs with a 3-0 lead. Donovan at first. And now the 3-1 delivery. Called strike on the outside corner. Changeup. 3-2.
I'll go ahead and go with 40,004. I may have used that exact figure all 3 games in the series.
Which is only important if we're keeping score. Now time called by Wynn. Takes a couple of practice swings. I'm going to go 40,250. So all the guesses are in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Full count with Wynn at the plate and Donovan at first. Boyd deals. And a fly ball hit down the right field line, angling over toward the sidewall Tucker, but this one is way out of play. So they'll do it again. A lot of long at-bats here in this ball game tonight. The next pitch will be number 7 of this plate appearance for Mason Wynn. Boyd has thrown 54 pitches this evening. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As Boyd zips a fastball by Wynn. Outside corner, bottom of the zone. Strikeout number 6 on the night for Boyd. 1 away. You can tell by the crowd reaction that former Cub Wilson Contreras has stepped to the plate. 1 on, 1 out for St. Louis here in the top of the third. Cubs up 3-0. Throw to first. Donovan gets back standing up. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Contreras stands deep in the box. Upright stance, very little bend at the knees. And the pitch. And a high fly ball hit to deep left center field. Crow Armstrong on his horse and makes the catch, tracking it down right in front of the 368 sign in left center field for out number 2. He's everywhere.
He gets a great jump on a ball, Zach. Immediately he was on the run. He's got that blazing speed. And he closed very quickly, made a very difficult play, look routine. Caught it on the run right in front of the vines. And then with some good footwork, spun around and made a strong throw back to the infield. You just can't do it any better than that.
Early on this season, Craig Counsell called Crow Armstrong elite, the best defensive center fielder in baseball. And hard to argue, we watch him on a regular basis. And seemingly every game he does something that makes you go, wow. Alec Burleson will stand in. 2 away. Top 3, Cubs 3, Cardinals nothing. Donovan at first. Lefty-lefty matchup. Burleson struck out swinging in the first. Boyd sets up high, looks at first. That's where Donovan is. And now the pitch. Called strike. Curveball to start off Burleson. 0-1.
And Zach, one more thing I was going to acknowledge was the impromptu speech that Pete Crow Armstrong made yesterday before the second game in the series.
The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2.
He spoke to the ushers at Wrigley Field and the security personnel. It wasn't planned. It was just something he felt like he wanted to do. And it was a very generous gesture and very thoughtful move by Pete Crow Armstrong. Just one more reason to really like that kid.
The 0-2 is in the dirt, smothered by McGuire, so Donovan stays at first. 1-2 the count. Pete Crow Armstrong has this way of connecting with people. You mentioned the workers here at Wrigley Field. He connects with kids in such a special way. They love his style of play.
He's good people. He really is. It sounds corny, but...
A 1-2. This is lined foul out of play off to the left by Burleson.
And moves like that, like speaking to the ushers and security people yesterday without even having been told to do so. I think a tip of the cap should go to his parents, mom and dad. That's good. That's good raising right there.
Donovan at first, Burleson at the plate. 1-2 the count, 2 away. Boyd a long set and the pitch. Low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Missed with a slider. All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Yeah, there's a lot that's been coming Pete Crow Armstrong's way with his ascent this season. And he's handled it quite well. He's beloved inside that Cubs clubhouse. Two and 2 the count. Boyd's ready. So's Burleson. Throw to first. Donovan gets back standing up.
Yeah, it's not all about me with Pete or any of these guys. That's one of the best things about this Cubs team. Greg Counsell has a lot to do with that, just making sure they all are professional and team-oriented, but individually.
The 2-2. Burleson swings and misses. Strike 3. Got him with a fastball. Donovan stranded at first. And that ends the top half of the third. Cubs with a 3-0 lead over St. Louis. Middle 3 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means?
Partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sea Glass brings the refreshing flavors of California's Central Coast to wherever you are, whether it's in the stands or...
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow!
So we get set here for the bottom half of the third inning. Cubs with a 3-0 lead over St. Louis. Pete Crow Armstrong a ribby single in the first. Kyle Tucker a 2-run single in the second. Left-hander John King on the mound, works on the extreme third base side of the rubber against left-handed hitting Bush. And the pitch. Bush taps one off his foot, foul. Starts hopping around the right-handed hitter's batting box and now walks behind home plate trying to shake that off. He wears a shin guard and a foot guard. And of course the ball somehow finds an area of the foot that's not protected by those two things. So 0-1 the count. Eric Fetty started for St. Louis, went an inning and a third, charged with 3 runs on 2 hits, walked 4, and threw 53 pitches. Here's the 0-1. Bush swings and loops one for a base hit the other way in the left. So Bush stays hot now, 8 for 10 in this series. And that'll bring up Dansby Swanson, who popped out his first time up in the first, 0 for 1. Cubs with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom half of the third inning. It's the finale of this 3-game set between the Cubs and Cardinals. They won't see each other again until August in St. Louis. The Cardinals won't be here at Wrigley Field again until the final series of the regular season. The pitch to Swanson, called strike on the outside corner, a changeup from King. 0-2. Should say 0-1. King looks at first. That's where Bush is. And the pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Swanson. First base coach Jose Javier having a conversation with Bush at first. He extends his lead off the bag, being held on by Contreras. King sets at the belt, looks at first, and deals. Outside to Swanson. 2-1. Outfield straight away with Swanson at the plate. Right-handed batter stands deep in the box. Here's the pitch. Outside. It's now 3-1. Missed with a sinking fastball. Swanson on the year hitting at .252. He's got 15 home runs. King peers in. Gets the side from his catcher. Pages straightens up. And the pitch. That's outside. Ball 4. Now the Cubs have men at first and second after the walk to Swanson. He'll bring up Nico Horner, who doubled his first time up and scored a run. Cubs with a 3-0 lead over the Cardinals. No one out here in the last of the third. All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Lefty-righty matchup with Horner at the plate. King delivers. And Nico takes a strike. Sinking fastball, bottom of the zone on the outside corner, 0-1. Wind blowing in hard from left. The pitch. Nico swings and misses at a curveball, 0-2. Bush at second, Swanson at first. Contreras playing wide of the first base bag, right near the edge of the infield grass. The third baseman, Sajasi, playing back behind the third base bag. Here's the pitch by King. In the dirt. Now they say that Nico got a piece of that with his bat, so it's a foul ball. 0-2. 0-2 the count now on Nico. Two on, no one out. The pitch. Fouled off the netting to the right by Horner. So curveball off the outside by King. And Horner lunged at it, whacked it foul. 1-2 the count. Infield now playing halfway in. And the pitch by King. Way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Missed with a breaking ball. Nico on the year hitting at .284. 3 home runs, 2 of them against the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Line drive that loops over the head of the shortstop Wynn and bounces in for a base hit to left. Cubs have the bases loaded as Bush stops at third. And Swanson advances to second. Second hit of the ball game for Nico Horner. And now the Cubs in business once again. Bases loaded. No one out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Reese McGuire will stand in. He hit a hot smash to first in the 2nd. 0 for 1. Lefty-lefty matchup with King on the hill. He sets up, works his motion and deals. McGuire lines one into right. It drops in for a base hit. Bush scores. Swanson stops at third. RBI single for McGuire. And the Cubs extend the lead 4-0 now over St. Louis here in the 3rd. And the base is still loaded for the Cubs. Matt Shaw headed to the plate, but not before time is called. Right-hander Matt Swanson has been warming up in the St. Louis bullpen. Now Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol is going to make another pitching change. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All-Star Week rolls up in the ATL, and MLB Network is your all-access pass, featuring all the top prospects in the Futures Game and Swingman Classic. All the selections from the first round of the MLB Draft.
The Washington Nationals select.
And all the swagger from celebrity softball to the All-Stars' big arrival on the red carpet show.
I mean, stars.
It's showtime in Hotlanta. All-Star Week, only on MLB Network, July 11th through 15th.
Plate. He walked in the 2nd. Swanson kicks and fires, and Shaw looks at a strike. 0-1, a cutter on the outer edge. St. Louis playing the middle infielders at double play depth. Swanson works on the first base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch, and Shaw swings and misses at a slider off the outside. 0-2. Wind blowing from left to right here at the friendly confines at the moment. As Shaw waits, Swanson deals. Low and outside, check swing. Did he go? On appeal, no, says Adam Hammery, the first base umpire. So it's 1-2. Shaw hitting at .210 on the year with 14 RBIs. Now the pitch. Chopped to third, fielded on a high hop by Sajaci. His throw home is wide. Swanson scores. And the Cubs extend the lead. Now up 5-0 over St. Louis. Bases still loaded. No one out here in the third. And the Cubs have already plated 2 in this frame. It was a high chop wide of third. So JC fielded it above his head and threw home, but it was wide to the first base side of home plate. Sailed to the backstop. Now Ian Happ at the plate. Bases loaded. The pitch called strike. Cutter, top of the zone, 0-1. Swanson is ready. Here's the pitch. Happ swings, chops it up the first base line. It is fielded by Contreras. And they say that Happ is out because he slid trying to avoid the tag out of the baseline. Craig Counsell is beside himself. He's racing out of the Cubs' third base dugout to have a conversation with Adam Hammery. Nico Horner scores on the play. It's now 6-0 Cubs over the Cardinals here in the third. And Counsell is having a heated conversation with Hammery at first. Little dribbler up the first base line. It looked like a ball that Swanson was going to field. Instead, he let it trickle past him. Contreras fielded it. And Ian Happ slid off to his right to try and avoid a tag from a lunging Contreras. And Hammery said he ran out of the baseline and called him out. So now the Cubs have men at second and third with 1 away.
I thought the umpires were all going to get together and discuss the play. On the replay, Zach, as you said, it looked like Ian kept part of his body within the running lane leading up to the bag at first. And I think that's why he and Craig Counsell and the fans were upset. It looked like he still was legally in the baseline.
All right, so 6-0 Cubs, men at second and third, infield in. The batter, Kyle Tucker. Here's the pitch. Tucker looks at a ball low and inside, 1-0. Just 1 away here in the bottom of the third inning. McGuire at third. Shaw at second. The pitch is low. 2-0, a cutter that missed. Cubs have scored 3 times here in the third. They scored twice in the second and once in the first. 1 away. 2-0 the count with men at second and third. Tucker waits. The pitch. And a line drive hit to center field. Racing over into right center and making a sliding catch. Hampson tagging and coming home is McGuire. It's now 7-0 Cubs after the sacrifice fly by Kyle Tucker. And advancing to third is Shaw. 2 away.
Tucker with his third run batted into the game. Zach has 55 for the season. Cubs have built up a nice 7-run lead. The inning not over yet. 2 down, a man at third, and the big RBI guy on the team, Seiya Suzuki, stepping in.
He's 0 for 2 tonight. We're only in the third inning, and the Cubs are up 7-0. The pitch. It's a called strike, a slider that spun into the zone. Right at the top. On the inside edge, 0-1 the count on Suzuki. Swanson deals. And Suzuki takes a pitch inside. Fastball clocked at 97 mph, 1-1 the count. A 4-run third inning so far for the Cubs, and they're looking for more with Shaw at third. Here's the 1-1. Seiya lines one down the left field line. It'll drop in and roll all the way to the wall. Shaw comes in. Suzuki on his way to second. Big turn there, but he'll stop. RBI double for Seiya Suzuki. And the Cubs lead 8-0 here in the third for Seiya. That's RBI number 76 on the season.
And every RBI he gets for the rest of the year, Zach, will represent a new career high as a major league ball player for Seiya Suzuki. What a year he's having.
Now Pete Crow Armstrong will stand in. Suzuki has done an excellent job taking advantage of the guy hitting before him and the guy hitting behind him, PCA. The pitch by Swanson in there for a strike. Sinking fastball at 98 mph. Suzuki leads the major leagues with his 76 RBIs. Now he has 22 doubles on the year to go along with 24 home runs. He's at second. Here's the 0-1. Crow Armstrong swings and misses at a fastball 0-2. Crow Armstrong asking the home plate umpire, Todd Tishner, if that pitch was a strike. And it was, right along the outside edge. 0-2. The next pitch is hit in the air, shallow left, along the line, racing over. It's Sajaci, and he can't make the play. It bounces in front of him on the side track for a foul ball.
Tough play. Infielder with his back to the infield. He has to worry about the sidewall. Plus that ball has that little spin on it, hit by the left-handed batter, curling away from you. So JC came over near the wall and made a swipe. Try to catch that ball and just did not make contact with it. No error, obviously.
But it gives Pete Crow Armstrong an extra opportunity here. 0-2 the count. Suzuki at second base. Cubs with an 8-0 lead here with 2 away in the third. Swanson deals. And PCA hammers it foul. Second deck off to the left. Count remains 0-2. Crow Armstrong had an RBI single in the first. Rounded out in the second. PCA with 67 RBIs on the year. Here's the 0-2. Crow Armstrong looks at a ball high and outside. 1-2. A hard wind blowing in from left at the moment. Suzuki at second. 1-2 on Crow Armstrong. The pitch. A high fly ball down the left field line, and this one slices foul out of play. So they'll do it again. Cubs have scored 5 times here in the third. Swanson peers in, gets the sign from Baez, straightens up, sets at the belt, looks at second, and delivers the 1-2. Crow Armstrong chops one to second, fielded on a belt-high hop by Donovan. Underhand toss to Contreras at first for out number 3. But what a productive third inning for the Cubs. They score 5 times to take an 8-0 lead over St. Louis. We head to the fourth on the Score and the Southwest Airlines.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive.
A showstopper.
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is oppo taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an oppo taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Twice in the first, twice in the second, and then 5 more times in the third against the Cardinals. Matthew Boyd on the hill for the Cubs. He's thrown 62 pitches over the first 3 innings. He's given up 3 hits. Joel Pozo, the designated hitter, will lead things off for the Cardinals. Big, burly right-handed batter. Left-hander Boyd, high leg kick and pitch. And it's in there for a strike. Starts him off with a changeup. Pozo struck out swinging in his first at-bat in the first. 0 for 1. There's the 0-1 delivery. Pozo hits a high fly ball, shallow right field. Coming in, Tucker. He's got it and makes the catch for out number 1. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Boyd with a nice off-speed pitch, upsetting the timing of the Cardinal hitter. Pozo way out in front, did not take a great swing, and he's an easy out number 1.
So here comes Lars Nootbaar, left-handed batter. The pitch is low and outside. A slider that missed, 1-0 the count. Boyd rocks back and deals. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sinking fastball. 1-1 the count on Nootbaar. He was a strikeout victim in the second. Boyd has 7 strikeouts tonight. The 1-1. A breaking ball that floats into the zone for strike 1-2. On the infield, the Cubs are playing Nootbaar to pull, so Swanson, the shortstop, up the middle, just to the left of the second base bag. Shaw is playing where a shortstop normally would. Cubs vacating the traditional third base position with this alignment. The pitch, swing and a tap foul at the plate. 1-2 on Nootbaar.
Boyd nearing a season high of strikeouts in a game. He found 8 members of the Mets on May 11. 8 White Sox were struck out by Boyd on May 17.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As Boyd gets Nootbaar with the slider. 8 strikeouts on the night now for the veteran left-hander.
He equals a season high.
So 2 away. The third baseman, Thomas Sajaci, will stand in. Right-handed batter. He has one of the 3 hits on the night for the Cardinals, a double in the second. So JC playing third base for the 2nd consecutive game. For Nolan Arenado, he's dealing with a shoulder issue. And the pitch. Low. 1-0 the count. As Arenado tweaked it on a swing in Friday's game. Tried to go yesterday and couldn't do it, so it was a late scratch. The 1-0. So JC taps one up the third baseline, but they call it foul off his foot. 1-1. Cubs will have a day off tomorrow and fly to Minnesota to begin a 3-game set with the Twins at Target Field. And then head to New York for 3 next weekend against the Yankees. Here's the 1-1. So JC looks at the ball outside. Check swing. Did he go on appeal? Yes. Adam Hammery says that Sajaci went around 1-2. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 9 strikeouts on the night for Boyd. That's a season high for the left-hander. Middle 4. It's the Cubs on top of St. Louis, 8-0 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the...
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Best Western. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Zach Zuki. Zach.
Thank you very much, Judson. Bottom of the 4th inning here at Wrigley Field. Cubs with an 8-0 lead over the Cardinals. Michael Busch at the plate. An awkward swing and miss. And a cutter off the inside from right-hander Matt Swanson, 0-1. Busch has reached base twice tonight. He's walked and singled and scored a run. Here's the 0-1. Line foul off to the left. Sounded like he broke his bat, but he didn't. Busch was checking it out.
Busch, a native of the Twin Cities, undoubtedly excited about going back home here for the next 3 games starting Tuesday night.
He's as hot as can be. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3. Cutter that clipped the outside edge. Busch can't believe it. Looks back at the home plate umpire, Todd Tishner, before walking back to the Cubs dugout along the third base line. 1 away. So here's Dansby Swanson, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Right-handed batter hits out of a crouch, stands deep in the box, uses a toe tap. The pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1.
Twins under 500 before play today, 43-46. But at home they were 24-17, and that's where they'll be.
Oh, a line shot off the body of the pitcher Swanson, and it ricochets to right. Base hit for Dansby Swanson. Now time called. The Cardinals trainer will jog out to the mound to take a look at Swanson, along with manager Oliver Marmol and pitching coach Dusty Blake for St. Louis.
He was just through his follow-through, and that ball came right back at about ankle level. It appeared to hit him on the back of the leg. He did not indicate any great pain. He's not limping. He will make a few warm-up tosses just to make sure he's okay. I think he's okay.
Yep. And the trainer, the manager, pitching coach all agree with you. And they all head back to the St. Louis dugout along the first base line. So literally what just happened there is Swanson singled off of Swanson. one away here in the bottom of the fourth. Swanson at first, Swanson on the mound, Nico Hoerner at the plate. A long set, and now the pitch. Line drive, smoke down the left field line. Base hit that'll roll all the way to the wall. Swanson being waved around third. He's coming home. Nico on his way to third. Here comes the relay throw, not in time. As Hoerner slides in safely. RBI triple for Nico, his third hit of the ball game, and the Cubs now up 9-0 over the Cardinals here in the fourth.
Nico now with a single, double, and triple, and we are only in the fourth inning of this game. A reminder, it's deep in the corners here at Wrigley, deeper than almost any park in baseball. So a ball like that goes all the way into the corner, you're talking 353 feet away from home plate. That's a long throw, and usually it's 2 or 3 throws that have to be made. Swanson scored standing up from first, and Nico had an easy sliding triple.
Now Reese McGuire digs in. The pitch, a big rip and a miss. And a cutter from Swanson, 0-1. With that triple by Hoerner, Great Lakes Credit Union makes another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. The 0-1 pulled foul into the stands off to the right. 0-2. McGuire is 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI single in the third. Cubs scored 5 runs in that frame. The 0-2. That's high. And now they're going to say that it was a foul ball off the bat of McGuire as he tried to check his swing, and that took a bite out of the catcher Pajes. Feeling a little bit of discomfort. So McGuire steps out of the box to take a couple of practice swings. No one can relate more than a fellow catcher like McGuire. Now he digs in. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. A fly ball hit foul out of play off to the left. 0-2.
Interesting. Infield back. Cardinals down by 9. And now, as I say that, the shortstop Wynn was going to move in, and now he backs up again.
And the pitch. High and outside.
Seen too many of these crazy Cubs-Cardinals games, Zach. You keep adding on. Whenever you have a chance to, you score. Like right now.
So 1-2 the count on the batter McGuire. And now the pitch. Chopped up the middle. This is going to bring home a run as Hoerner scores and Wynn throws out McGuire at first. But give Reese McGuire his second RBI of the night as the Cubs now lead 10-0, 2 away here in the fourth.
That's good fundamental baseball by McGuire. He saw the infield back, just put the ball in play. Anywhere on the infield probably is going to get the job done, and it did. And now the lead is 10. Cubs have scored in every inning tonight.
Matt Shaw at the plate. Swanson deals. Up high, ball 1. We've just been informed that Cubs assistant hitting coach John Maley has been ejected from the game by first base umpire Adam Hammery. Shaw swings and misses at a slider. Ends up on one knee on the follow-through. 1-1.
That's kind of an odd story.
Yeah, I'm guessing it happened maybe on that play where they ruled Happ slid out of the baseline. Oh, up and in. Shaw ends up on the deck. Blazing fastball at 96 mph. 2-1 the count. Shaw digs in after collecting himself. Swanson peers in, acknowledges the sign from Pajes. He's ready. And here comes the 2-1. That's inside, almost hit Shaw. 3-1 the count. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the Cubs talk you can handle on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 670 The Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago on Odyssey Sports Station.
Matt Shaw waits for the 3-1. Here it comes, a swing and miss. And all the teams are walking off the field. That's strike 3. So that ends the 4th inning. Scoreboard was wrong, had me fooled. Strike 3. That ends the 4th inning, but not before the Cubs score twice to extend the lead. 10-0 now over the Cardinals as we head to the 5th on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
It started with one car 70 years ago when the first Volvo car arrived in the U.S. Since, Volvo has helped redefine safety. From the 3-point safety belt to side impact airbags, a whiplash protection system, and blind spot assist, innovations that have saved millions of lives and made summer memories safer for generations.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game.
Cubs on top 10-0 over St. Louis. Pedro Pages will take down low for a ball. Pages struck out his first time. 9 strikeouts for Matthew Boyd. He's been razor sharp tonight. Off-speed pitch in there for a called strike, 1-1. Cubs 10 runs on a total of 9 hits. Cardinals no runs on 3 hits. Here's the 1-1. Fastball away. He's reading about the Milwaukee game earlier. Milwaukee at this moment 3.5 behind the Cubs. If the Cubs hang on to this 10-run lead, the Cubs lead will go back to 4 above Milwaukee. But Brandon Woodruff, you talk about a long time away from the game. He was the starter for the Brewers today. Swinging a tapper foul. I had to look at this twice, Zach. It was his first start in 651 days. Wow. Almost 2 full years, 2 full calendar years. And the remarkable thing is he was very sharp. I was reading about the game. Pitch to Pages, low and inside for a ball. But Brandon Woodruff gave up only 1 run and 2 hits in 6 innings. He struck out 8, and the most amazing thing, he walked no one. After all that time away, he was not rusty in the control. That's surprising. Ground ball to third, fielded by Shaw. The toss across in time. And that's going to be out number 1.
The first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Boyd has gotten the leadoff man in 4 of the 5 innings. Trevor McGill came in late today for Milwaukee and had the save, his 20th out of 23 chances. But pretty amazing that Woodruff would be that sharp with that kind of control after all that time away. Here's the 1-0, and Hampson takes outside 1-1.
It's like making a big trade for an ace-like pitcher if he can keep that going for Milwaukee.
Here's a drive foul to right off the bat of Hampson. Cubs trying to push the Cardinals 6.5 games out of first. Cardinals are still 6 games above 500. Here's a bouncer foul. Cubs trying to climb up to 18 games above. They reached that plateau yesterday, or actually they reached it Friday and fell back a step yesterday, but they can get back to 18 above with a win tonight. Here's a line drive over the head of Nico Horner, makes the catch. Nico hustling out right over his head. Tough play. First of all, you don't know which way to turn, and then you go back and you got to keep your eye on the ball. Your footwork is a little bit discombobulated, but he made the play as well as you possibly could.
He twisted back in both directions, but such great athleticism to leap falling backwards to make the catch and then maintain his balance.
Here's Brendan Donovan batting. 2 down, nobody on. 5th inning. Cubs lead 10-0. Nico, a shortstop by trade. Here's a bouncer toward the middle. Speaking of shortstops, there's Dansby Swanson making the play to first in time. Boyd has faced 1 over the minimum through 5 innings. We go to the bottom of inning number 5. It's the Cubs 10 and the Cardinals nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Change.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Best Western. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's third. Matt Svanson delivers to Ian. It's low and inside for ball 1. We're going to take a look at this date in baseball history. It's brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Happ swings and misses. Ian tonight has lined out, drawn a walk, and grounded out to drive in a run. A lot of things have happened on the 6th of July as Happ takes a strike 1 and 2. This was the very first All-Star game ever played, 1933 on July the 6th. You know where it took place, right, Zach?
South side of Chicago.
Chicago's Comiskey Park, the old Comiskey. I worked many games in that old yard. And you'll also know who hit the first home run.
The Babe, of course.
The Babe. He helped the Americans defeat the National. Babe Ruth, the first All-Star game home run. Just another part of his enormous legend. 2 and 2 on Ian Happ. Boog Powell had 11 RBIs in a doubleheader on this date in 1966. That's a big day.
11 RBIs?
He drove in 7 in game 1 and then really cooled off and drove in only 4 in the nightcap.
He must have been so upset.
Here comes the 2-2 now from Swanson. And Happ hits a big chop right side, glove by Contreras. Underhand feed to the pitcher, waiting at the bag in time. Good hustle by Swanson to get over on the bag. And that's going to be out number 1 here in the bottom of inning number 5. Score that one 3-1. And the batter is Kyle Tucker. Tucker has come up big. 2-run single in the second. Sacrifice fly in the third. Officially, he is 1 for 1 with 3 runs batted in. And he will take a strike. '83, I remember this one. All-Star game. The first Grand Slam ever in All-Star competition took place. And I'll bet you remember who that was, Zach.
Fred Lynn.
Freddie Lynn.
Off of Atlee Hammaker.
Atlee Hammaker, very good.
On the south side as well.
Hammaker, a Giants left-hander. The late Harvey Keene was the manager of the American League after Milwaukee had been the pennant winners the year before, 1982. But the Americans rolled to a convincing 13-3 win over the Nationals. Now the 1-2 to Tucker. Lays off some high heat. Ron Sato drove in 10 runs in a doubleheader on this date against the Expos. And the 2-2. Fly ball left field, shallow. Angling over toward the line is Nootbaar. Routine play. And that's going to be out number 2. Cubs on top 10-0, bottom of inning number 5. And the batter is Seiya Suzuki. Yep, Ron Santo, 10 RBIs. He had a 2-run homer in the opener, and then 8 RBIs, which featured a grand slam in the nightcap. I did hear stories of that game a time or two, working with Ronnie for 15 years.
I can imagine.
In fact, every time I would bring up, I would say something like, Ron, you had a pretty big day on this date back in 1970. A huge smile would come over his face. And I knew I could just rest for about 2 or 3 minutes. Here is a... Well, who wouldn't want to talk about 10 RBIs, right?
I bet he knew every little detail that occurred in that game.
He told me the pitcher against whom he hit the slam, Mike Wegener. Mike Wegener. Here's the 1-1. Low and outside for a ball. Now here's an odd one. Didn't mean to be looking at you when I said odd, Zach. I'm sorry. 1986 in a game in Atlanta. Bob Horner. I'm sure you remember him. Deep fly ball to right center off the bat of Seiya. Back near the wall. Gone. Seiya Suzuki with a solo home run to right center, and the Cubs now lead 11-0. Seiya with 2 RBIs in the game, now with the preposterous number of 77 runs batted in. And I've already voiced my opinion. I thought he should have made the All-Star team, and I know that there's a limitation. You can't let everyone play. But what we have seen the first half from Seiya Suzuki is All-Star caliber.
He's letting his bat do the talking tonight to try and prove your point. 25 home runs now on the year for Seiya. A 405-foot drive the other way to right center.
And home runs by the Cubs, another hefty home run.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive.
A showstopper.
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both.
Long-legged right-hander working on Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete takes outside for ball 1. Pete drove in the first run of the game, a single to left field in the first inning. Since then, he has grounded out twice. Here's a looper foul off to the left and out of play. But I was going to talk about Bob Horner on this date in 1986 in Atlanta. Bob Horner, the Brave first baseman, became the 11th big leaguer to hit 4 home runs in one game. 3 of them were solos. And the odd thing about it is, Zach, his team lost the game.
Really?
It's almost unimaginable that one player would hit 4 homers and you'd still lose that game.
That's crazy.
But they lost to the Montreal Expos 11-8. And I don't know if there have been many other cases where a guy hit 4 on a losing team. Crow Armstrong swings, the bat flies out of his hand. Might have foul tipped that ball. The bat ends up back near the backstop.
There are
some of the younger fans are asking for the bat. I don't think it's the time to give away part of your equipment. Although Pete is very fan friendly, and we've seen him score runs at Wrigley. I mentioned this the other day, Zach. He'll cross home plate and then run right over to the box seats, continuing, from third on the line through home, and it's only about 45 feet to the box seats right there, and he goes over and high-fives some of the young fans. Here's the 1-2 pitch, chopped foul right side. Now, if you're a 9-year-old Cub fan, and Pete Crow Armstrong just might be your favorite player, how excited would you be if you got a high five from him right after he scored a run in a Cubs game?
That moment lasts forever in your life.
Here's the 1-2. Swinging a line drive, base hit, right center. Pete Crow Armstrong with his second hit of the game. And the batter now is Michael Busch. Contreras wondering if they're going to hold him. Cubs are not going to be doing any base stealing now, not with an 11-0 lead. And I doubt even if they let Crow Armstrong go, if he would run here. He's just going to he's going to hold at first. The pitch is fouled off the body of Pages. Pages is in some agony right now.
The Cardinals trainer racing out to take a look at him. And I was looking up, 19 players in big league history have hit 4 home runs in a single game, including Eugenio Suarez, who did it earlier this season.
And you're going to find out how many were on the losing side?
It's going to take a little bit of time.
I'm not in any hurry, Zach. Now, time called. Pete Crow Armstrong chatting with Contreras. The catcher still trying to get a good feeling back in his body. I did not see exactly where the ball hit him. They take such a beating. It's not funny at all. You know, a lot of people might think it's humorous. It's not funny. Catchers take foul tips, foul balls. Sometimes if you would interview a catcher, say in the clubhouse before a game and he's wearing his gym shorts, you can see like 5 to 7 bruises on his legs, his shins, his upper legs, his thigh. And you think, man, I wouldn't want to do that. Although, what was the salary again? Here's the 0-1 to Busch. It's low and inside for a ball.
By the way, I have a quick
compensated.
answer.
They're being very well compensated, and I appreciate that. But man, oh man, that's the word that Tim McCarver used to be a catcher, and he would know. The late Tim McCarver, great guy. But we were talking one day, and I said, Tim, you caught in 4 different decades. He broke in, I think, in 1959, 1960s, 70s. He retired in 80. And I said, how did you do it? He said, I don't know, because it is hideous. That's the word he used to be a catcher in the big leagues for 4 decades. And that word stuck with me. A pitch low and inside, and Busch may have gotten hit by that pitch. He did. It was a breaking ball. So Crow Armstrong goes to second. Busch flexing his left leg, but as hot as he's been at the plate, he's probably thinking, I can play in pain for a while.
Whew. By the way, I have an answer to your question. It took me a little bit of time to use the Google machine, but Suarez, when he hit the 4 home runs for the Diamondbacks in a game in April.
They lost, right?
Yeah, they lost to the Braves in 10 innings. There's the Bob Horner game that you're talking about, and in 1896, it happened to a player on the Philadelphia Phillies.
1896?
Yeah.
I remember that. That was my first year. Here's a swing and a foul. Off to the right, out of play. What happened in 1896?
Ed Delahanty, am I saying that right?
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Delahanty,
so
yes.
He hit 4 home runs in a game for the Phillies, and they lost.
So there have been 3 occasions, you're saying?
Correct.
Dansby takes a strike on the outside. Cubs lead 11-0. Runners at first and second, with 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 6. Make it inning number 5. Approaching the twilight hour. There's a bouncing ball foul toward third. Not quite at the twilight hour, but getting close. Fly balls might be a little more difficult to see here for the next 10 or 15 minutes or so.
At left-hander Jordan Hicks Jordan Wicks, started warming up in the Cubs bullpen. Matthew Boyd has thrown 87 pitches tonight for the Cubs.
And Dansby swings and misses, strike 3. So the inning comes to an end. The Cubs get a run on the 25th home run of the year for Seiya Suzuki. It's on to inning number 6. Cubs 11, Cardinals nothing. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning. Mully and Haw.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns before the first pitch. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Matthew Boyd's game to win. Boyd was
great moments in baseball.
5 shutout innings, a 3-hit ball. And he'll make one more start on the road trip. And I would say a likelihood would be probably next Saturday in New York against the Yanks. Possibly Friday. One of those two would be a decent guess, I would say. A season-high 9 strikeouts for Matthew Boyd. Mason Wynn leads it off, pokes it foul off to the right out of play. Now remember early in the year, Zach, when both Shota Imanaga and Justin Steele were down real early in the year. Steele, of course, out for the season, and Shota had the hamstring issue. You didn't know exactly how long he'd be out. Thankfully, he's back now. But it was obvious the Cubs needed some starting pitchers to step up and to do the job and to carry the load, and that's exactly what Matthew Boyd has done. He has been outstanding. And I was very happy to see him get the All-Star nod earlier tonight. Or a All-Star nod, not necessarily the only one. There were others named.
His ERA now is at 2.52. He's been the Cubs' best pitcher the first half and leading to the All-Star break.
Mason Wynn bounces one to first, fielded by Bush, unassisted play out number 1. And you think about that ERA, Zach, just for a minute. Here in the last, I would say, month and a half, we have had a lot of hot, windy days where the conditions definitely favored the hitters and not the pitchers. So he had to deal with that, and he learned very quickly. And there's just nothing that I don't like about the way he's gone about his business and the way he's pitched. And now Shota getting back near 100%.
Yeah, after missing nearly 2 months with that strained hamstring. But for Boyd to come back from all those elbow issues the last few years.
Jordan Wicks fires to Wilson Contreras inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Returned last year to the majors after Tommy John surgery. 8 games with Cleveland. Showed that he could still pitch. Was really effective in the playoffs. Cubs signed him in the offseason. He's been lights out this year.
Fastball outside, 3-0. See if Jordan Wicks can come back and get him. You don't want to walk anybody when you lead by 11 runs. Cubs trying to take 2 out of 3. There is a strike. And going back to the series against Cleveland to begin the week, if the Cubs do hold on to this sizable advantage, they're going to be 5-1 on the homestand. Those never go out of style. Line to left center, base hit for Contreras. Over toward the gap, and Happ has to let it hit the ivy, and it's a double for Wilson Contreras. One out, the man at second, the batter Alec Burleson.
Now, Wicks was called up earlier in the week when the Cubs had to place Jamison Tyone on the injured list with that calf strain. And Wicks in his last 5 starts in Iowa was extremely effective, a 1.65 ERA. Struck out 16 during that stretch and walked only 3. He's got to bring that up here to the majors.
Alec Burleson pulls one foul down the right field line. No game tomorrow. Cubs will spend part of the day traveling to Minnesota. Speaking of Shota Imanaga, he will pitch the Tuesday night game against the Twins. And that also means that he'll come back on normal rest to work next Sunday's game if Craig Counsell decides to do that. So Shota Imanaga against Simeon Woods Richardson. Curveball fouled away by Burleson. Simeon Woods, and there's a hyphen in between Woods and Richardson. There's got to be a story there, Zach. He's a right-hander. The 0-2, bouncing ball to second. Horner's got it, flips to first in time, and that's out number 2. Burleson bounces out, and the batter is Joel Pozo.
I can tell you that Simeon Woods Richardson surpassed 7 players for the longest last name in MLB history with 15 characters.
You say that is the longest?
Until Christian Encarnacion Strand of the Cincinnati Reds set the new mark at 17 characters.
See, these guys both have the hyphen in their names. Here's the 1-0 pitch, bounce to third, charging, gloving nicely as Shaw throws to first to get him. Beautiful play by Matt Shaw. There's the catch of the game. The catch of the game, sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover a weekend getaway in Des Moines where only the S's are silent. Find all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a
the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All-Star Week rolls up in the ATL, and MLB Network is your all-access pass, featuring all the top prospects in the Futures Game and Swingman Classic. All the selections from the first round of the MLB Draft.
The Washington Nationals select.
And all the swagger from celebrity softball to the All-Stars' big arrival on the red carpet show.
I mean, stars.
It's showtime in Hotlanta. All-Star Week, only on MLB Network, July 11th through 15th.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
23 cents per gallon on your first fill up. Looking around what unfolded in NL Central today. It happened, actually, Zach, go ahead. I'll get back to you then in just a moment.
All right, Judson, thank you. Riley O'Brien delivers to Nico Horner. Nico takes a big swing and a miss. Nico with a single, double, and triple. And let's see if he can go deep. Going to be tough to homer to left. The wind is blowing toward right and right center. O'Brien working on Nico. And there is a fly ball to shallow right, slicing toward foul territory, and this ball is out of play. The new right fielder, Hampson, ran over and jumped into that side wall and gave himself a nice little jolt.
Pat, I've got those scores for you. What happened today around the NL Central? Brewers beat the Marlins 3-1. Mariners took down the Pirates 1-0. Phillies beat the Reds 3-1. Also, the Nationals with a 37-53 record. They fired their president of baseball operations, Mike Rizzo, who had been there since 2013. Manager Davey Martinez, who had been there since 2018, was also relieved of his duties today.
Judson, thank you. I did hear that story earlier. Here's the pitch, ground ball right side. Gloving it is Donovan, and the throw to first is in time. That's not Donovan. We'll identify him momentarily. That is Fermin. Fermin made the play. Yep. But I've known both of those guys for a long time. Mike Rizzo, a Chicagoland native. His father, Phil, was a legendary scout in the game. And Davey Martinez, of course, a former Cubs player. He was a Cubs coach when they won the World Series. And he was a championship manager in 2019 for Washington, as they stunned the baseball world by winning the World Series that year. I'm a little surprised to read that or to hear that story. Zach, how about you?
Very surprised, especially since they are rebuilding the Washington organization. Remember, Bryce Harper left via free agency, and then they had to trade Juan Soto. And the building blocks that they got back in the Soto trade are forming this new foundation.
O'Brien's pitch hit off the leg of the pitcher O'Brien, and it caroms into right field, a base hit. Reese McGuire hit that right back through the box. That's the second time that a Cardinal pitcher has been hit in the leg or the foot by a hot smash in this game. And it looked like it may have gotten him on the lower right leg as I watched the replay. It's going to be a base hit for McGuire.
Yeah, early in the game, Swanson singled off Swanson. And a play very similar to that. It ricocheted into right for a base hit. But yeah, I'm very surprised at the move in Washington. You know, Rizzo got back James Wood in that deal for Soto, Mackenzie Gore, C.J. Abrams, the shortstop, Hassel, the center fielder.
Matt Shaw takes high. Well, they've both done a good job there. Mike Rizzo, one of the more respected executives in baseball, and a good man, too. I enjoy seeing him and talking to him. Always pleasant and friendly. And the same with Dave Martinez. Just a great guy to have on the team and around the clubhouse, always smiling and upbeat. And I'm sure that they will, if they choose to, that they'll find some new jobs relatively quickly.
You know, an added note to that, too, is they have the number 1 overall pick in the upcoming 2025 draft just about a week away, just added into the unique timing of it all.
That's a good point, Judson. That really is. So that makes the timing even more unusual in a sense.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Matt Shaw batting. It's been all Cubs tonight. They lead 11-0. Cubs built up an 8-0 lead by the third, 10-0 by the fourth. They added a run in the fifth, and now batting here in the sixth inning with a man on and one away. And Shaw fouls it back. Cubs are going to take the season lead against St. Louis if they can hang on to this hefty advantage. This is game number 7. Fly ball shallow left. Racing out and making the catch is the new shortstop for St. Louis. And that is Wynn. It's not the new shortstop. That's the same shortstop. Shaw is out number 2. McGuire still at first, and the batter now is Ian Happ.
Yeah, let's get you caught up on some of the defensive changes for St. Louis. Scott is now in center field. You mentioned Hampson moves over to right. Fermin is at second, and Burleson moves from right to first.
Ian Happ taps it foul, right side. We have reached the end of the twilight hour. Lights have taken full effect here at Wrigley. Big crowd. Things cooled off after the rain. Feels kind of good. 68 at game time. Here's the 0-1. It's down low for a ball. It was sweltering here the last couple of days, especially yesterday. 87. Yeah, it's been some warm days and nights. Get a little taste of just about everything in Chicago. Here's the 1-1. Fastball in there for a strike. The hitters generally like the warm weather here. The pitchers, not so much. And the 1-2. Happ takes strike 3 call, and that ends the inning. Cubs don't score. It's on to inning number 7. It is the Cubs 11 and the Cardinals nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network. The MLB Network Podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Getting set for the top of the 7th. All Cubs tonight. An 11-0 lead over St. Louis. A rubber game. Jordan Wicks working his second inning for the Cubs. Lars Nootbaar will lead things off for the Cardinals. 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of swinging strikeouts. Wicks works on the first base side of the rubber. Sets chest high. Works his motion. Here's the pitch. Nootbaar swings and pops it foul out of play off to the left. 0-1. Big inning for the Cubs. The third, they scored 5 times. A lot of contributors tonight. Kyle Tucker has a 2-run single, 3 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 to Nootbaar. Called strike, sinking fastball on the inside edge. 0-2 on Nootbaar. Nico Horner with 3 hits and a run batted in. Wicks kicks and fires. Nootbaar swings, and it's a fly ball to center field. Drifting back now toward left center. It's Pete Crow Armstrong who makes the catch. 1 away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. So here comes the third baseman for St. Louis, Thomas Saggese, who's 1 for 2 with a double. 11-0 Cubs here at Wrigley Field. Wicks steals the pitch. It is low and inside. 1-0 the count. At the 7th inning stretch tonight will be conducted from our booth by Alex Cooper, the creator of Call Her Daddy and CEO of Unwell. Very popular on the podcast circuit.
Are you a podcaster yourself, Zach?
Not a podcaster, but I listen to a lot of pods. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Fastball 94 mph. You know what those are, right? They're kind of like little radio shows that you can get on your phone.
Absolutely.
Listen at the gym, wherever you go. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off the netting to the right.
That would be one of your smart devices, right?
Yeah, there you go. Smartphone, the tablet,
cell phone, transistor, radio.
So it's kind of the next evolution of that, sort of. So JC waits for the 1-2. Wick steals. Fouled off the netting to the right.
There was a commercial we used to laugh at. I probably chuckled at it more than most people because most people knew what it meant. But they said, this will work on all of your 140 smart devices.
Yeah.
And I thought, 140?
Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3. Wicks freezes Saggese with a 96-mile-per-hour heater on the outside edge. 2 away.
Would the electric razor count as 1?
So I'm going to step aside so they can come in here and get set to conduct the stretch.
Don't forget your smart speakers. Pedro Pages, the batter. He swings and misses. 2 down. We're in the 7th inning. Pages is 0 for 2 in this game. Right-handed batting catcher, 0 for 8 in this series. He'll take a fastball high. The 7th inning stretch will be performed right here in our Cubs radio booth in a moment or two. Here's the pitch down low. Alex Cooper, creator of Call Her Daddy and CEO of Unwell. And the 2-1. Swinging a bouncing ball, foul pass first. Cubs on top 11-0 over the Cardinals. Cubs on the brink of taking 2 out of 3 in the series. They split 4 in St. Louis last week. Now 2-2 on Pedro Pajes. And the 2-2. A little bit low and outside for a ball. Full count. Let's see if Wicks can get Pajes here. He does. Beautiful change of pace. Strike 3. And that ends the inning. Cubs lead 11-0. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. Here is Alex Cooper, creator of Call Her Daddy and...
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks.
There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball. This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Payments as low as $105 a month. It's the ultimate staycation, only at the Great Escape.
Shop the Great Escape.
The 7th inning stretch was sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Alongside Pat Hughes, Zach Zaidman with you. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Vidal Brujan pinch hitting to lead things off. He's batting for Kyle Tucker. First pitch, awkward swing and miss. At a 98-mile-per-hour fastball from right-hander Riley O'Brien. This is the rubber game of the series, and the Cubs are up 11-0. Here's the pitch to Brujan. Up high, 1-1 the count. Tucker had a 2-run single in the second, sacrifice fly in the third, so he finishes the night with 3 runs batted in, and the 1-1 to Brujan is just outside, 2-1, missed with a slider. It's never dull at Wrigley Field, Pat, never dull. O'Brien deals, and a high fly ball hit to deep center, but playable for Scott, who now comes in as the wind knocks it down, and he makes the catch. Brujan's retired, 1 away.
Well, that was a unique rendition of our 7th inning stretch by Alex Cooper, creator of Call Her Daddy and CEO of Unwell.
Yeah, you normally don't get that kind of crowd response, so that was interesting. Seiya Suzuki digs in. Homered his last time up. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Fastball, 99 miles per hour, right at the top of the zone. 0-1. Seiya now with 25 home runs to go along with 77 runs batted in. An awkward swing and miss at a curveball off the outside. 0-2. 11-0 Cubs over the Cardinals here with one down in the last of the seventh. O'Brien works on the first base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch. Low and outside, 1-2. The hardest working player of the game is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. I'm going to go Nico Horner, who has 3 hits, sparkling catch in short center as Suzuki looks at a ball low, 2-2. Nico's also driven in a run.
Cubs offense having quite a series, I would say, Zach. 11 runs Friday, 6 yesterday, 11 more tonight. How about 28?
Oh, strike 3. Slider gets Suzuki. 2 away. But yeah, what a series for the Cubs against the Cardinals this weekend.
It's going to be another pitching change here, Zach.
With Pete Crow Armstrong due up, Oliver Marmol is going to remove Riley O'Brien, the right-hander, from the game. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. Let's take a break. 2 away, last of the seventh. PCA due up, and a new pitcher will be coming in. Right-hander Kyle Leahy. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Want to rethink what's possible? How about being an investor? Not just in your future, but in the future. Well, it all starts with Invesco QQQ. For more than 25 years, this single ETF has given investors a direct line to the NASDAQ 100. That's 100 leading innovators behind advances in personal tech, science, and robotics, just to name a few. And you can access it all with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs' risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 Index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Right-hander Kyle Leahy, the new man on the mound for St. Louis. 2 away, bottom of the seventh inning. Cubs leading the Cardinals 11-0. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Cleanup man Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate for the Cubs here with 2 down. Bottom of the seventh inning. Cubs leading the Cardinals 11-0. Right-hander Kyle Leahy deals. Crow Armstrong swings, fouls it back just above us. Out of play. I moved slightly because Coombs not in the booth tonight, so no one could really help me out. I'm not going to lie, I ended up on one knee praying. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now on PCA. Pat darted out of here. He knew. Crow Armstrong with 2 hits and a run batted in on this night. Leahy delivers. Line drive hit to deep center. Scott going back. It's playable. Short of the track makes the catch for out number 3. Cubs go down in order here in the 7th. We head to the 8th. All Cubs tonight. 11-0 over St. Louis on the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off win.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Best Western. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Presented by MasterCard, July 15th at 6 p.m. on Fox. Cubs will have 3 players going, starting outfielders Pete Crow Armstrong and Kyle Tucker, and named today to the team, starting pitcher Matthew Boyd. 11-0 Cubs as we begin the top half of the 8th inning. Jordan Wicks on the mound, Garrett Hampson at the plate. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Fastball on the outer half. Some defensive changes for the Cubs. Vidal Brujan remains in the game, now playing right field. John Birdie takes over for Nico Horner. He's at second. Wicks delivers in the dirt. 1-1, missed with a slider. The 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. And the pitch. Hampson pops it up right near second base, left of the bag. It's the shortstop Swanson who makes the catch on the dirt for out number 1. The first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. Pat, it's time to see how we did with our guesses in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. 40,319 fans in attendance tonight. Most of them still here. And looks like I was a little bit closer than the rest of you tonight. And a line drive base hit into left by Jose Fermin. It comes with 1 away here in the top half of the 8th inning, with the Cubs leading the Cardinals 11-0.
Dansby still with a valiant diving backhand try, just missed that play. He only knows how to play one way, which is all out.
So here is Mason Wynn, the shortstop. Right-handed batter against the left-hander Wicks with a man at first. The pitch is smoked foul off to the left. 0-1.
Zach, looking at the schedule, these two teams will not see each other now for a little over a month. August 8, 9, and 10 in St. Louis. That'll be a 3-game series, and then as we mentioned earlier, they'll play the final 3 games of the season at Wrigley, starting on September 26. You can only imagine the possibilities of where teams might be and who needs to win and what the wild card situation might look like. Right now, the Cubs are not thinking about the wild card. They're thinking about winning the division.
Yeah, with a record of 53-36 on the year. And an 11-0 lead here tonight over the Cardinals with 1 on and 1 out in the top half of the 8th inning. 1-2 the count on Wynn. Wicks along set and the pitch. Chopped up the middle, fielded by Swanson. Steps on the bag for one. Throw to first, double play! And that ends the top half of the 8th inning. Double plays turned by the Cubs. Sponsored by Nissan. Experience the thrill at NissanUSA.com. We head to the last of the 8th. Cubs up.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What?
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Michael Busch will stand in against right-hander Kyle Leahy. And a reminder, stay tuned. The Verizon Cubs radio postgame show coming up with Judson Richards immediately following our festivities here tonight. Leahy sets up high, he kicks and fires, and Busch looks at a ball high and outside. 1-0 the count. I'd like to thank Judson for filling in for me as I fill in for Coom. He did a terrific job with the elongated pregame show, thanks to the rain delay, the 1-0. That's off the outside. 2-0 the count now on Busch. Start of the game delayed by 1 hour as we waited for the weather to cooperate here at Wrigley. The pitch. Busch swings, pulls one, deep right, racing over is Hampson, and this bounces on the track off the wall. Cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Michael Busch. His second hit of the ball game. He has had a whale of a series. Busch now 2 for 3 tonight. And 9 for 12 in this series against the Cardinals with 4 home runs. Dansby Swanson digs in with a man in scoring position and no one out here in the 8th. Leahy delivers, and Swanson looks at a strike on the outside corner, a fastball at 97 miles per hour. And the 0-1. Awkward swing and miss. And a high slider off the outside. Righty-righty matchup with Leahy on the hill. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a curveball in the dirt. Swanson's retired. 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And here comes John Birdie, who entered the game as a defensive replacement in the top half of the 8th inning for Nico Horner, who had 3 hits tonight. Run batted in, 3 runs scored. The pitch. Foul back by Birdie. 0-1. Cubs with an 11-0 lead. So in this series, there have been 15 combined home runs and 39 runs scored between the two teams, 11 of them tonight by the Cubs. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Birdie held up with a check swing.
Yeah, I had just looking at some of the numbers, Zach, on the teams the Cubs are going to play in the upcoming road trip in Minnesota and the Yankees.
And the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2 on Birdie.
Yankees had lost 6 consecutive games before today. And looking at the scoreboard, I see New York on top and New York on the bottom. That's an issue.
They were playing the Subway Series in Queens as Birdie looks at the ball outside.
I can tell you that one of the New York teams was a winner, 6-4.
This is the kind of brilliance we've come to expect. Birdie grounds one to short, fielded on one knee by Sajaci. His throw across to Burleson is in time for the out. 2 away. Sajaci moving to short with Nolan Gorman entering the game and now playing third base.
It would be the Yankees who came out on top on that one, Pat.
So the Yankees snapped their 6-game losing streak today. They are not having a great half. A great first half of ball. The Yankees with that win, 49-41. Not bad. But they were a World Series team last fall.
Reese McGuire looks at a ball outside, 1-0. Yeah, the Yankees have had some major injuries to their rotation.
Yeah. Garrett Cole. They're still just 3 games out of first.
McGuire looks at a strike, 1-1.
Does Toronto have enough to stay in first there, do you think?
We'll see. Do they add at the deadline? They had a big series against the Yankees last week. The pitch. Little pop-up, shallow left, right along the line. It's the third baseman, Gorman, who makes the catch in fair territory for out number 3. Bush stranded at second. We head to the 9th. Cubs up 11-0 over the
All-Star Week rolls up in the ATL, and MLB Network is your all-access pass, featuring all the top prospects in the Futures Game and Swingman Classic. All the selections from the first round of the MLB Draft.
The Washington Nationals select.
And all the swagger from celebrity softball to the All-Stars' big arrival on the red carpet show.
I mean, stars.
It's showtime in Hotlanta. All-Star Week, only on MLB Network, July 11th through 15th.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th-inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The Chicago Cubs.
Right after the game, our good friend Bruce Levine is going to try to get one of the Cubs for a quick conversation. We assume it'll be quick. It might go a little longer, 20, 25 minutes or so.
There's a lot to talk about tonight.
Left-hander Jordan Wicks working on the Cardinals. Victor Scott II, a check swing ground ball toward third. Barehanded by Shaw, no play. It's an infield single. Scott didn't mean to swing. Accidentally hit a little looping line drive that landed in front of the bag at third. Shaw, being a competitor, thought he could still get him out at first, but his throw not nearly in time. It's a single.
The ninth inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Alec Burleson pops one up. Left side playable for Swanson. The shortstop makes the catch. And that's out number one. And that's going to be all for Jordan Wicks. Craig Counsell to the mound. And a new man coming in to pitch for the Cubs. We'll be right back in a moment. Pitching changes by the Cubs. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs. Wicks gets a nice round of applause. Daniel Palencia needs a little.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
On the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform stinky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. Watermelon in the summer. That's the power of Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. That's circasports.com.
Cubs designated hitter, of course, Seiya Suzuki, the designated hitter for the Cubs, sponsored by BBQ Authority. Visit BBQ Authority in Lisle. Pat?
Very good, Judson. Thank you. And we invite all of you to stay tuned for Judson's postgame show. He will have scores from all over, a recap of this game, possibly some highlights. That's right after the ball game tonight. Actually, right after, we're going to go down to our friend Bruce Levine for a quick conversation with one of these Cub ball players. Joel Pozo, the batter. Pozo takes up and in from Daniel Palencia.
Pat, the tough play of the game is sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. I'm going to give it to Nico Horner for that outstanding catch he made in shallow center.
Here's a bouncer slowly to a charging Shaw. Third baseman throws to first in time. And that's out number 2. Cardinals down to their last chance. Zach, who do you like for the toast of the game? Brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot.
I'm going to go with the newly named all-star pitcher, Matthew Boyd, who was lights out tonight. 5 scoreless innings. Scattered 3 hits and struck out a season-high 9. Matthew Boyd, the toast of the game.
Fans are standing. Over 40,000 again in attendance. And Lars Nootbaar takes a strike. Cubs are going to be 18 games above 500. They will maintain their 4-game lead over Milwaukee. And they will push the Cardinals 6 games out of first. Cubs are off tomorrow. We'll be in the Twin Cities on Tuesday night. And the 1-1. Fly ball, this should do it. Shallow center, Pete Crow Armstrong coming in and squeezing, and this ball game is over. And the Cubs take 2 out of 3. An easy 11-0 win tonight over the arch-rival St. Louis Cardinals. Cubs offense went to work. We've seen it many times this year, Zach. If the pitcher on the other side has trouble getting loose or is wild in the first inning or is just not as sharp as he wants to be, sometimes he's going to give up a lot of early runs. We've